This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Family and friends searching for their loved ones after the terror attack in Manchester this morning. What we're learning about the suspected attacker.
And the Austin Police Department making changes this morning after that attack in the UK. What they're doing in our city to gear up for upcoming concerts.
Tackling the city's untested rape kit crisis, a new program that will help get criminals off the street. Good Wednesday morning to you, and thank you for joining us for KVUE News Daybreak. It is 6 a.m. I'm Brian May.
And I'm Yvonne Nava. Most of us we had to deal with some rainy weather yesterday, so let's take a look at some of the pictures that you all sent in to us. This is some of the hail that fell in Pflugerville. And look at this picture sent in to us from Catherine in Cedar Park.
Other Central Texas neighborhoods picking up the pieces this morning. Elgin had a roof there ripped off one home. Also in Elgin, the heavy wind and rain there damaging a resale shop while a reverend was inside. He's doing okay, we can tell you this morning, but boy, a lot to clean up there today.
No doubt. Let's get a look at what we're tracking now with Storm Team Meteorologist Erica Lopez. Looks clear?
Looking clear. The calm after the storm has settled in. Check out this mesmerizing sunrise out there into the distance downtown. Temperatures are on the cooler side right behind that system. It dropped down our temperatures anywhere from 5 to about 15 degrees. This morning we're waking up to the 50s both at ABIA and also Camp Mabry. Dew points in the 50s also, so a drier air mass settled in right behind that system also. Here's your temperature change in the last 24 hours. Biggest change in the hill country, but even Austin, you could still feel it. 10 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. Dew points in the 50s, also 40s. That means it's a dry air mass. We've been in the 60s and even 70s the last several days, so it's cool and comfortable. Highs will be just under average at 86 degrees, but lots of sunshine to enjoy this Wednesday. I would highly advise for you to enjoy it. Anna Reyes has the latest on traffic. Any accidents to talk about this morning?
Yes, one crash, but take a look at the roads right now. First, if you're coming in from South Austin, Mopac northbound at Gaines Ranch Loop, here it is. Roads are open and clear, and all you Northsiders, 183 southbound at McNeil Drive, no major issues there, so that's a green light for you guys this morning. Let's go ahead and talk about that crash I did mention earlier. It is on the 130 northbound toll road. My graphics aren't working with me right now, but it is on the 130 northbound toll road between Cameron Road and Pecan Street. So watch out for that, especially if you're in the North Manor. Oh, here it is, North Manor, 130 northbound between Cameron Road and Pecan Street. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Genevieve. This morning, Manchester police say they've made 3 more arrests related to Monday night's deadly bombing there. We're also learning more information about the alleged attacker, 22-year-old Salman Abedi. Investigators say he detonated a suicide bomb after the Ariana Grande concert on Monday night. A photo of Abedi was first published on the front page of the British paper The Sun. ABC's Molly Hunter explains what top security officials are now doing to protect families all across Great Britain, including the royal family.
This morning in the UK, the terror threat level at critical, its highest level. Prime Minister Theresa May saying another attack may be imminent. It comes after police say a man detonated a suicide bomb at an Ariana Grande concert just as the show let out, killing 22 people. Bethany Keeling was right near the exit when the bomb went off.
Saw like flash, like an explosion flash. I grabbed my friend's hand and just ran. But we looked and we could see the bodies on the floor.
The London tabloid The Sun publishing the first picture of the alleged bomber, 22-year-old Salman Abedi, born in Britain to parents from Libya. In their investigation, police blowing the door off his Manchester home just miles from the concert arena, looking for evidence, including his phone and computer.
I think the use of a bomb here, as opposed to a car or a knife, demonstrates a much higher degree of sophistication by this individual, really suggesting that he probably did not act alone, that he probably had some help, that he certainly had some advice on how to create the bomb.
As we learn more about the victims, Safi Roussos, the youngest known victim at just 8 years old, a teacher remembered her as simply a beautiful little girl in every aspect of the word, who was loved by everyone. 18-year-old Georgina Callender, this is the teenage superfan, pictured with Grande here 2 years ago. And 15-year-old Olivia Campbell. Before knowing of her passing, Olivia's uncle stood at the hospital doors showing everyone her picture, hoping for answers. And this morning, many, many more still missing. Martin Head, separated from his friends at the end of the show, and this mother, Wendy Fowle, who hasn't been seen since the concert.
And on the cover of nearly every newspaper today, Safi Rousseau's 8 years old, the youngest victim, and police have told families waiting they will have many more answers today. In Manchester, Molly Hunter, ABC News.
And in the wake of that attack, some wonder what security measures are in place here in Austin. Next week, Blues on the Green kicks off for the summer at Zilker Park. And this weekend, Lone Star Jam is taking place at the Travis County Expo Center. KVUE's Christy Millward is live at Vic Mathias Shores. And Christy, what are authorities doing to make sure that everyone stays safe?
Well, Yvonne, there are tons of live music events here in Austin. Right here, they hosted the Reggae Fest just a few weeks ago, and it's events like this that both county and city officials prepare for and prepare to keep people safe. Now, the Austin Police Department oversees a lot of the security at live music venues across the city and say they'll beef it up as needed. APD also says they continue to monitor any and all reported threats made towards large events and venues across the city. They work with federal and local authorities like the Travis County Emergency Management Department. Their assisting emergency management coordinator says they're prepared for a terrorist incident if something like that ever happened here. He explains the chain of command.
So in the case of terrorism, the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations, is the lead agency. And then they would work with the local law enforcement partners, and then we would work with them to support resource requests and to serve as a coordination point.
Due to security, emergency officials tell us they can't reveal their exact safety protocol to the public, but do tell us several agencies work together often to come up with a plan and make sure it is up to date. Now, if you're out at any of these venues, Austin police say it is important to make sure you report to them if you see any suspicious behavior. Live at Vic Mathias Shores, Christy Millward, KVUE News.
Christy, thank you. President Donald Trump and Pope Francis shaking hands overnight at the Vatican. The president in Rome continuing his 9-day foreign trip. He brought his family along. First Lady was there. So was his daughter Ivanka and her husband. He also gave the Pope a gift, a black case full of books written by Martin Luther King Jr. After the gift exchange, the pontiff and the president met privately for about 20 minutes. The Pope says he hopes to find some common ground with the president on several social issues that impact different parts of the world. New overnight, a last-minute effort to bring back a bill that would limit which bathrooms transgender people can use is expected to fail when the legislature meets again this morning. Last night, the state Senate tacked on an amendment saying transgender people in Texas need to use public restrooms corresponding with the sex on their birth certificate. They tried to tack that onto an unrelated proposal on county governments. The author of the original bill says now that the measure is headed back to the House, he will kill the bill, which he has the power to do. Earlier this week, lawmakers added an amendment dealing with transgender restrooms to a school emergency planning bill. That legislation headed back to the Senate now, also expected to fail.
6:08 and some really scary moments for people on board a United flight after the plane's engine caught fire. Flight 1579 was leaving Newark for San Francisco when flames broke out on the plane's engine. Passengers had to evacuate using the slides. There was a ground stop for about an hour and a half at the airport while all of this was going on. And this morning, everything with United seems to be back to normal.
Cities across Central Texas gearing up for the Memorial Day weekend, and for the first time ever, the San Marcos Police Department conducting its first no-refusal enforcement program on Memorial Day weekend. They'll be looking for drunk drivers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No refusal means if anyone refuses a breath test while they're pulled over, officers will get a search warrant to draw blood. Austin already under a no refusal until September. Here at KVUE again, we'd like to remind you of our initiative, Drive Alive. Don't get behind the wheel if you've been drinking. We do have resources on our website, KVUE.com, to help you find a safe and sober ride home.
Strong storms swept through Central Texas last night in Manheim, just outside of Giddings. Pounding hail and winds exceeded 70 miles per hour, and they left their mark surely. Tin ripped back on the shed's roof, and side paneling peeled back around another home. One family still can't believe how quickly it all happened.
I couldn't even see through my windows. I mean, it was just pouring down rain. The hail was hitting the door. I couldn't even hear myself talk. It was like bullets hitting the door. It was just crazy. Unfortunately, we don't have homeowner insurance, so anything that we repair, we have to pay, out of pocket.
And the storm didn't last too long, only about 10 minutes. But homeowners say material damage pales in comparison to the knowledge their family is safe. And now let's take a look at our forecast with Erica Lopez.
Well, after the storms, we have a cool down that we're chatting about this morning. Also, clear skies and lower humidity levels. But check out this mesmerizing sunrise out there this morning. Clear skies out there and temperatures hanging around the mid to upper 50s for central Austin. ABIA 59 degrees, Camp Mabry 56 degrees. Across the viewing area, it's quite cool. We've been in the 40s all morning long for the hill country and then 50s for central and eastern counties. Now, here's the dry air mass I'm chatting about. 40s and 50 degree dew points. Complete cool down in terms of humidity levels versus the 60s and 70s we had just a few days ago. So this is what you can expect for today. Highs in the 80s. Lots of sunshine out there. Yvonne and Brian are walking out with some long sleeves because it might be kind of chilly out there. So just keep that in mind. May need a couple of layers this morning, maybe a jacket. I needed that when I headed out the door. Guys, back to you.
I just called to say I love you.
Yeah, who's calling?
Yeah.
Exciting news here. Stevie Wonder. Oh, man. He's going to perform at the Circuit of the Americas following the U.S. Grand Prix in October. The 25-time Grammy Award winner. Excuse me. I'm getting all choked up. Will perform on Sunday, October 22nd on the Super Stage there. JT Justin Timberlake announced in late March to perform on Saturday, October 21st. That's a pretty good weekend of music in addition to some great racing. If you'd like to go see either one of the performers, or maybe both, head to our website. We have details on how you can get those tickets. Wow, can you imagine? Justin Timberlake, the race, then Stevie Wonder all in the same weekend.
I might fall asleep in the stands. Grab a little blanket.
Take a little nap.
Sounds good, right?
There you go. I like it. Burying a loved one is hard enough, but one Texas family got quite a surprise at their funeral home.
What they discovered inside their mother's burial plot that had them furious, and the funeral home's response.
And have you ever heard of curbside grocery delivery? Just about every grocery store is doing it nowadays. Customers, many of them like it, but next we're going to explain and look at if it's actually worth it. Stay with us. We just spent the break listening to Stevie Wonder music. I think we should do that for the next half hour or so. All right, are you tired of spending time at the grocery store? It can be a hassle for those who have a busy schedule, or if you have young kids, or if you're like me and you just can't control your spending. You see something, you got to have it. There's a shopping trend that might just be right for you, but is it worth it? At least once a week, most of us pay a visit to the grocery store, but what if you didn't have to? Some call it the future of food shopping. Order online, pick it up in the parking lot.
But it's convenient for us. That's why we do it. I'm home in 30 minutes. I can't do that normally.
And some of your favorite stores are doing it. H-E-B has curbside, Walmart's grocery pickup, and Kroger has click lists.
Customers absolutely love it.
Jason Payne with Kroger says it appeals to the obvious parents, older folks, the disabled, plus the shopper who tends to overspend.
So we hear from customers all the time that it's a money-saving thing for them. It keeps them from impulse buying.
The only extra is $4.95 for the personal shopper at Kroger and H-E-B. Walmart offers it free with a $30 minimum purchase.
$5 is absolutely nothing compared to what I actually end up saving because I'm not buying random things by walking through the store.
Even picky produce shoppers are in luck. You can describe how you want fruits and vegetables. The only complaint we've heard is an occasional expiration date issue.
We're expecting at least a 3 to 5 day shelf life on these items and not for something to go out of date tomorrow.
Now for stuff you need to know. Not every grocery store has this yet. About 90% of what's in store is available online and the prices are similar. All right, if you're an impulse shopper, this just might be something that's worth a try. We'll see how it works out. We know Yvonne's shopping habits now.
Oh, man, are you going to make fun of me again?
Whatever it takes ends up in the basket, right,
Seriously,
Yvonne?
if my kids are hungry, I'll be like, here, eat this, just let me continue shopping. At the very end, I have just a pile of already eaten foods, but that way they can scan it. I pay for it.
You scan it after that.
Yeah, I don't just walk out and just eat and like peace out. I actually pay for it.
Sure you do, Yvonne. Sure you do. 6:17 now. It's time to check on our forecast. Once again, Erica's got to look at it. Hey, Eric.
Hey there, guys. Yeah, check out our forecast and also enjoy enjoy some of these adorable photos coming in on social media. The majority of them are actually severe weather, but had to enjoy this one. Amanda Waters sharing this. This is her baby Eva, who's enjoying her first rainbow yesterday. Downtown Austin, gorgeous shot. Some more ominous skies. Twitter followers sharing this one. This one is out of Manor as some severe storms push through their viewing area. And notice lots of severe thunderstorm reports out there also associated with those storms. We had one report of 75-mile-an-hour winds in Giddings. That's hurricane force winds, and also a report of a large oak tree that was snapped because of the strong damaging winds. A live look outside this morning. Cool, comfortable. You're waking up to temperatures in the 50s and dew points in the 50s also. That's due to a northwest dry air mass that's in place this morning. It's going to stick around all day today. So today, the name of the game is low humidity levels, a cool start to the morning, but then we're going to shoot on up into the mid-80s. Temperatures will be a couple degrees under average, but still lots of sunshine, breezy at times with winds anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour, but still it's going to be so nice and comfortable compared to the last several days we've had. We're going to be under the influence of this ridge of high pressure. You can see this dome in our jet stream. That's high pressure dominating the heart of the nation. That's going to keep us in the clear in terms of rain shower chances. We're going to increase cloud coverage Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. Sunday afternoon, that's when rain chances come into play. Yes, Memorial Day weekend, not only Sunday, but Memorial Day. Also, a slightly better chance of rain for Monday as a disturbance will bring in rain chances through Tuesday, as a matter of fact. So we'll get closer to that, pinpoint your weekend forecast and timing and all that as we get closer to the weekend. But mold is expected to be in the low category today. You can check out your latest counts every single day in the Statesman. So nice long stretch of sunshine. Let's enjoy it while we can here in Central Texas. And how are the roads looking this morning?
Not too bad, Erica. Not too bad. This is a gorgeous view. Mopac northbound at Gaines Ranch. You can see the sun is rising. Roads are open and clear. Pretty good commute there. We are monitoring a crash here. This is north of Manor, east of I-35. There's a crash on the 130 northbound toll road between Cameron Road and Pecan Street. So watch out for that if you're traveling in North Manor this morning. Also, remember to slow down near Zion Elementary. Williamson County Sheriffs will be out there monitoring near Zion Elementary just to make sure kids are safe. Remember, school is not out just yet. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Anavid. Google offering a new tool for conference rooms.
And Microsoft unveils a new Surface Pro. ABC's Diane Macedo and Candace Gibson show us the tablet laptop hybrid that's already impressing people with its battery life.
In today's Tech Bites, a new version of the Surface Pro.
Microsoft is adding new features to the laptop tablet hybrid. Among them is a battery that can last up to 13.5 hours.
The starting price is still $800. Deliveries will start June 15th. Meanwhile, Google is offering a new tool for conference rooms.
It's called the Jamboard, and it's a 55-inch digital whiteboard. It's meant to help workers collaborate better with each other.
The Jamboard was first announced last October. It's available now for $5,000.
And one of Harvard's most famous dropouts is back on campus. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg live streamed a tour of his old dorm room to 85,000 viewers.
The room was where he developed and launched Facebook, then called The Facebook. Tomorrow he will give Harvard's commencement address.
I wonder if the message will be drop out.
I hope not. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a good one.
A family in the Houston area will have to wait to bury their grandmother after cemetery workers found another casket in the burial plot. Over the weekend, work crews at the cemetery in Hitchcock removed a casket from the cemetery plot that was supposed to be for Marguerite Lamb. The family bought the plot in 1980. The cemetery owner says he has no record showing who was buried in that spot.
We knew we couldn't bury Mama because there was another person in her spot. That would devastate the whole family. That's my father. He just took and put in that box with him. That would hurt us all.
Lamb's mother is still at a funeral home. The family was asked if she could be buried yesterday. They declined because there's about a foot of water now inside the plot. There's a growing trend among new moms that involves getting their placenta encapsulated after they give birth. Ingesting their placentas is supposed to have multiple health benefits, like helping women avoid postpartum depression, increase in milk production, and increase in energy levels. One mom in North Texas says she had a rocky time after she gave birth to her oldest daughter, so she decided to try the pills after she had her second child.
When I first heard of it, probably like anybody else, I was like, that's weird. I really feel Like the energy is there, and I'm able to actually start freezing milk.
Well, right now, there's a little research to prove if the health benefits are real. If you do decide to try this, experts recommend the provider is thorough and clean since it's not FDA regulated. Well, still ahead, despite past tension, President Trump shook hands with the Pope at the Vatican overnight. Next, the latest on the president's first foreign trip since taking office.
Your school bell forecast is looking toasty this afternoon, but keep in mind this morning temperatures are on the cooler side. You're waking up to temps in the 50s and even some upper 40s along the hill country. Enjoy the sunshine today. It's going to be a nice one. Also, keep in mind today's UV index forecast is very high because of the sun, so don't forget the sunscreen before you head out the door this morning.
This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Welcome back to View. 629 is your time. A beautiful view here at St. Mary's Cathedral.
That's right, Brazos and 10th Street. I know you've seen this if you've been downtown. One of the most beautiful buildings in all of Austin. Opened in 1884. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1973. Just a beautiful sight there amongst the big skyscrapers and modern buildings. You still see St. Mary's down there. Just beautiful.
The architecture is just wow.
Absolutely.
Amazing. You know, let's see if we're going to be a little wowed, a little amazed by our weather today. Let's check in with Erica Lopez.
I think you guys are. We're talking a long streak of clear, sunny skies and also cool and comfortable temperatures today. Check out your temperatures you're waking up to this morning. In the 50s. We've been in the 60s, even 70s the last several days, and dew points are cool and comfortable thanks to a northwest wind that's in place now after a cold front passed through us yesterday. The hill country has been the coolest spot all morning. Plenty of 40s out there earlier. Still a few in LBJ Ranch, 49, Johnson City. Also a couple degrees cooler than that for Fredericksburg. Other than that, lower 50s is what we're seeing. Mid to upper 50s for the central counties. Austin at 56. Pflugerville, you're a degree warmer. And then Giddings in the lower 50s. That includes the majority of our eastern counties. So it's cool and comfortable out there. You get to enjoy the sunshine for this afternoon. We'll warm up pretty quickly into the mid 80s this afternoon. Expect a dry and breezy air mass in place with a northwest wind at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Anna Vidreyes has the latest on traffic. Any accidents to talk about this morning?
A couple of incidents here you can see here in the Austin metro area. We are monitoring 2 crashes. The first one I'm going to talk about is I-35 northbound at Airport Boulevard. This may cause some slowdowns for you if you're trying to head up north this morning. There is another crash we are monitoring. This is north of Manor, east of I-35. This is on the 130 toll road going northbound. There is a vehicle fire here between Cameron Road and Pecan Street. So just watch out for these incidents as you hit the road this morning. This is a live look at 183 at McNeil Drive. No major congestions to report this morning. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Anavid. President Donald Trump and Pope Francis shaking hands overnight at the Vatican. The visit to the Vatican, the third stop of Donald Trump's foreign trip. ABC's Kenneth Moten explains his past disagreements with the head of the Catholic Church taking center stage.
This morning, the Pope and the President. President Trump in Vatican City, face-to-face with the leader of 1 billion Catholics. All eyes on this meeting after Pope Francis took on candidate Trump's immigration policies, including that U.S.-Mexico border wall.
Non è cristiano.
The People's Pope believes in addressing climate change, welcomes refugees, and preaches for bridges between countries. The pontiff saying anyone who wants to build a wall to keep out foreigners is not a Christian. During the campaign, Trump, of course, fired back.
A religious leader, to question a person's faith is disgraceful.
Now, smiles from the leaders. The president introducing his family to the Pope, the two exchanging gifts. Pope Francis gave Trump a large medal, on it an olive branch, a symbol of peace. The president presented the Pope with a collection of books by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and a bronze sculpture called Rising Above. After their private 30-minute meeting, the president thanked Pope Francis, saying, "I won't forget what you said." The president in Italy after his Middle East tour, meeting with the leaders of Saudi Arabia, Israel, and Palestine. Here at home, the investigation into Russia election meddling raising new questions.
I encountered intelligence that revealed contacts and interactions between Russian officials and U.S. persons involved in the Trump campaign.
But on Capitol Hill, former CIA Director John Brennan testified he did not know of any collusion. President Trump expected to retain a private attorney for the special counsel's investigation into Russia. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Now, the UK has raised its threat level from severe to critical today, indicating another attack may be imminent after Monday's attack in Manchester. Critical, the highest of the country's 5 threat levels. Police say a 22-year-old man named Salman Abedi detonated the suicide bomb outside the Ariana Grande concert. A photo of Abedi first published on the front page of the British paper The Sun, next to a picture of the youngest victim that was killed in the attack. The headline reads, "Pure evil." You see it there. Officials say this man was known to police, even considered a possible terrorist. Manchester police say they have made 3 more arrests now related to the deadly bombing. At least 22 were killed in the blast. Nearly 120 others were injured.
Well, this morning, legislation to overhaul the state's voter ID law is one step closer to the governor's desk. It was approved by the House after a heated 6-hour debate yesterday. Senate Bill 5 makes several changes, including allowing voters who don't have the required form of photo ID to sign a declaration and then present an alternative form of ID, such as a utility bill. The bill also creates mobile locations for obtaining voter identification.
A former Round Rock ISD assistant principal facing charges for an incident that happened off campus. Chad Sanders is charged with injury to a child. He's accused of grabbing a young child by his throat after a confrontation at a skating rink back on May the 12th. Sanders served as assistant principal at Cedar Valley Middle School. However, he was placed on administrative leave in March during an internal investigation involving coworkers. He later resigned. The district says there are no records of him harming any students while working at the school. The Pedernales Electric Co-op reporting a new phone scam today. Customers reporting phone calls threatening to disconnect their service and then instructing them to call a phone number with an area code of 866. If members call the number, they hear an automated phone directory similar to Pedernales Electric Co-op's, but it's a scam. PEC saying they will never call and threaten immediate disconnection.
Officials believe this will be the busiest summer ever at ABIA. Longer than normal lines are expected at both ticketing and security. Passengers are advised to arrive inside the Barbara Jordan terminal at least 2 hours before their flight. And another reminder this morning to pay attention when you're at the zoo. Take a look for yourself. Your family was at the zoo in Jacksonville, Florida, when a bonobo ape almost hit them with a chunk of concrete. A 2-year-old child that was with them was nearly hit, but is okay. Zookeepers say the monkey is known for throwing things, so they have to constantly remove items from its exhibit. And the family thinks this may have been partly their fault. They say they were being pretty loud.
Monkey's got a pretty good arm. Cleveland Cavaliers 1 win away from facing the Warriors in the NBA Finals. They beat the Celtics last night 112-99, Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals in Cleveland. Kyrie Irving took over in the second half. Despite an ankle injury, he finished with 42 points. LeBron, not a bad night. He had 34 of his own on the evening. Game 5 of the series could be the last game. It's in Boston. It's tomorrow night.
A powerful storm blew through Elgin last night, severely damaging homes and businesses in the area. You can see a church, a retail shop, and stairs are damaged, the walls knocked over, and the interior ruined. The reverend from the church next door took shelter inside this building when the storm hit, and he managed to survive. Now the community is coming together to comfort him.
I would have went out in it. It probably would have been all over for me. I think, but everything gonna be all right, though.
It is gonna be all right.
Yeah. There's a lot of love in this community. And the people around me, I had no idea that there was that much love.
Well, the wind that tore off the tin roof from the retail shop was then tossed into a nearby homeowner's driveway. No one was hurt. Now let's see how our forecast is faring with Erica Lopez.
Well, our forecast is looking dry here in the Lone Star State, especially compared to the eastern half of the nation. But we had our fair share of storms yesterday. The storms that pushed through us now making its way across the southeast, Tennessee, Kentucky, and also northern Alabama this morning, seeing some heavy rain. But all is quiet here in central Texas. And chilly also. Check out your current temperatures across the hill country. We've had quite the cool down in the 40s, central Texas 50s, the panhandle on the cool side also mid to lower 40s for some, Amarillo at 45 degrees. The cool down that we're seeing anywhere from 5 to about 15 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. So keep that in mind for your morning plans. But this afternoon, because of the fact that our atmosphere is dry, that's going to allow us to have temperatures near average. We'll be a couple degrees under that average in the mid 80s, but lots of sunshine to enjoy, so don't expect anything to affect your morning commute. Loving this sunrise this morning. If you guys have any awesome sunrise photos, share them with us. You can hashtag KVUE, and we'll be able to feature them on Daybreak and on social media. Guys, back to you.
Beautiful sunrise, beautiful day ahead. Erica, thanks a lot. With Memorial Day upon us and summer right around the corner, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention wants you to make sure you're taking appropriate measures when traveling to areas where the Zika virus could be present. KVUE's Jay Wallace joins us now in studio with how health officials are working to contain the spread of the virus to the rest of the country. Jay?
Yeah, hey Brian, as mosquito season starts, a lot of places are still facing a Zika virus threat. Officials are asking people to take preventative measures like wearing long sleeves, using mosquito repellent, and removing standing water inside and outside your home. An updated map from the CDC here shows about half of the states have registered at least one Zika case, 119 overall, with 495 cases reported in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Texas and Florida are the only two states where the virus has been locally acquired by mosquitoes. Health officials warn many patients don't show symptoms of the Zika virus until weeks later. Therefore, you should not wait to get tested.
For us, it's less of a concern whether it's local or not. We're seeing it in our community, and we know that it's being transmitted in northern Mexico along the border, and we don't see that the border is going to be a barrier to this.
While there are preventative methods that can be taken, medical doctors and local health officials as well as researchers are still working to find a vaccine for the Zika virus, which can cause physical and mental disorders in newborns. So apart from avoiding mosquitoes and eliminating breeding grounds, health experts also say you should get a free Zika test, regardless of whether you're a man or woman, and especially if you're planning a family, as the virus can spread sexually. Brian, Yvonne, back to you.
Thank you, Jay. Well, we have a health warning for viewers this Daybreak coming up. Why researchers say drinking wine or beer every day can possibly lead to breast cancer, and why one doctor says you shouldn't be too concerned, though.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, the latest on that deadly terror attack in Manchester. Britain has now raised its threat level to critical. That's its highest level. As we are learning more about the bomber, links he may have had to ISIS, the travels he took, more about the victims as well. We'll have all the latest this morning on GMA.
Welcome back. 6:44 is your time. Here are some of today's top stories.
Battle over transgender bathrooms continues the state capitol today. The state Senate tacked on an amendment last night to an unrelated proposal on county government. The author of the original bill says it's now headed back to the House, and he'll likely defeat that, kill it himself. Earlier this week, lawmakers also added an amendment dealing with transgender bathrooms to a school emergency planning bill. That legislation also expected to fail.
And here's a KVUE Defenders exclusive. The Austin Police Department is launching a sexual assault cold case unit to help tackle the city's untested rape kit backlog. Officials will look through more than 3,000 untested kits. The unit will be made up of 4 full-time investigators who will interview witnesses, victims, and suspects.
Power crews working nonstop this morning. This is in Sealy, just west of Houston, after a possible tornado yesterday. Live pictures again from the scene here. Look at the damage caused by the severe weather in southeast Texas yesterday. Serious storms rolled through that area. Residents urged to stay inside overnight while officials looked at the damage there. According to the police chief in Sealy, about half of the community there still without power this morning. All Sealy ISD schools closed today because of damage to the buildings. Luckily, no one in that area hurt in those storms. But boy, you could see the damage left behind. Live pictures this morning. Austin police need your help to find a man who they say robbed 7 stores over the past 2 months. Most of the robberies happening in South Austin, a couple taking place in North Austin. The most recent Monday night at Woody's Market on 1626. Surveillance video shows the man going into several convenience stores. There he is. Get a good look at him. He's got a gun, his face half covered. Police say he's a white man, 25 to 30 years old, about 6 feet tall, medium build, dark hair. If you have any information, you're encouraged to call police.
6:46, Attorney General Ken Paxton has announced an $18.5 million settlement with the Target store to basically resolve the 2013 data breach. The breach affected more than 41 million customer payment card accounts and contact information for more than 60 million. Texas, along with 46 other states, participated in the investigation and settlement with Target. Texas will receive over $1 million. Capital Metro is bringing ride-hailing to public transportation. The company has a new app, and it's called Pickup. Here's how it works. You can arrange on-demand transit service from your home to just about anywhere, like a doctor's appointment, as long as it's within its service zone. It's only available Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. And the good news, though, is it's free. That's great news. For more details about the service, head to our website, KVUE.com.
A food fight could be brewing at the state capitol. A bill headed to the governor's desk this morning involving something almost sacred in Texas, talking about barbecue. Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller warns the bill could mean barbecue customers could be cheated. Right now, the law requires the state to check their scales for accuracy, and it must be in plain view of the public. House Bill 2029 will eliminate that requirement. Commissioner Miller urging Texans to pressure the governor to veto the bill, saying no one should be exempt from consumer laws.
That reminds me of Franklin's days when we order in advance and we get Franklin's, and we literally, this is how serious we are on Daybreak about our meat. We have a scale, and we make sure that everybody has the right amount of brisket.
Yeah.
Wait, that used to happen here?
Yeah. Like just a couple of
well, the way Yvonne shops, the way she shops, it just whatever happens to be at the, you know, if this is what I want, this is what I get. Right, Yvonne?
Yeah, right. But remember, Albert would bring his scale, and I was like, you guys are legit. I mean, they are serious.
Very precise.
He's the one who had a scale.
Hey, when you're paying $20 a pound, you want your whole pound. I promise you that.
I agreed with it, though. I was on board.
That's pretty awesome. I had no idea. Well, hey, something else that will be awesome is the weather today. We're talking lots of sun, cooler temperatures you're waking up to this morning. We're waking up to temps in the 50s. Yes, that's correct. Even some 40s for the hill country. A cold front passed through us yesterday. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys saw the storms. This is a time lapse of the last 18 hours as those storms passed through our viewing area. And now we're in the clear. Now cooler temperatures right behind us. But notice, a lot of individual cells fired up, and we're talking severe warnings that we saw yesterday afternoon. Also, rainfall accumulation in some areas. Radar indicated close to about 4 inches for some north and eastern portions of Travis County. But the big difference that you're going to feel this morning is the cool down. This morning, Fredericksburg, you're 14 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday at this time of the day. 9-degree cool down for Giddings and LaGrange, about a 12-degree cool down. May need a light sweater as you head out the door. Just want to stay prepared for that. This afternoon, you're going to want to ditch the sweater, though, because temperatures are going to shoot up into the 80s, close to average, but we will actually stay a couple degrees under average. Lots of clear skies and a breezy, sunny day. Northwest winds anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Keep in mind, it will be breezy at times. We're going to be under the influence of this ridge of high pressure. That's going to give us a nice long stretch of sunny conditions and no rain chances. We're going to increase clouds by Friday, Saturday. Now Sunday is when the rain chances come into play. This is Sunday afternoon. We'll be monitoring a cold front pushing through. So Memorial weekend plans, Saturday's your best bet to enjoy the outdoors. Sunday afternoon, rain chances come in, and rain chances hang around into Monday and also Tuesday. Allergy counts, mold in the low category. Check out your latest counts every single day in the Statesman, so we get a nice break of the sun. Soak it in while you can, because of course we're in the month of May and storms will be just around the corner. Anna Reyes has the latest on traffic. How are things shaping up this morning?
Well, we're watching a few incidents at this hour. The first one, this is on 969 FM 973. So if you're trying to catch the 130 toll road, watch out for this incident here. Now, if we travel a little bit north of that, there's another crash here, I-35 northbound at Airport Boulevard. So if you're trying to head up north of Austin, go ahead and watch out for that. Now, if we head a little bit up even more north, there's an accident on the 130 toll road. There is actually a vehicle fire here. Cameron Road at Pecan Street, just north of Manor, and this is east of I-35, so watch out for that. This morning, just a few incidents to look out for. I-35 northbound Buda to downtown, 34 minutes, 26 minutes Round Rock to downtown, I-35 southbound. Guys, back to you.
Annabeth, thanks. Memories of Sir Roger Moore flooding in after the James Bond star died of cancer. Moore played 007 longer than any other actor, 12 years. The actor took the character of James Bond in a more humorous direction than his predecessor, Sean Connery. The veteran star who died in Switzerland will have a private funeral in Monaco. Roger Moore was 89 years old.
Well, worrisome new evidence that shows a small glass of beer or wine a day may increase your risk for breast cancer. Scientists say a small glass of wine, an 8-ounce beer, or 1 ounce of hard liquor is associated with a 5% higher risk of breast cancer in premenopausal women and a 9% risk for those who are postmenopausal. But one Texas doctor says, don't freak out just yet.
Actually, I'm not so concerned about it. I think it's okay to drink a glass of wine a day, but you got to be doing the other stuff too. Obesity and lack of exercise are actually worse problems than drinking 1 drink a day.
Well, there are multiple theories about why wine could possibly increase that risk of breast cancer. One, well, it could be elevated levels of estrogen. Another possibility, in exposed tissues, alcohol turns into a chemical that can cause DNA mutations, leading to cancer.
A post on Craigslist claiming to be selling Pflugerville-Conley High School. That's not true. We decided to verify the post. We found the post yesterday saying, quote, selling old school and land. The phone number listed on the ad goes straight to the front desk at Conley High. So, of course, we went to the source. Pflugerville ISD telling us the school is not for sale. They didn't want to offer any other comment. No other comment was needed. Austin police say a fake ad like this does not amount to anything criminal, but, you know, if you have something you want to verify for our team to check out, send an email to verify@kvue.com or use the hashtag KVUEverify.
Sounds like a end of the school year prank.
We had to verify that, though.
Yeah, I know. I kind of had to laugh about that. Really? A school on Craigslist
It's verified.
is not legit?
It's not for sale, guys. Don't go buying it.
A live look outside this Wednesday, and you can verify, and so can we, that the sun is shining. It's going to be a nice day. We're going to talk about the rest of your forecast with Erica in just a minute.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
All right, dudes, get ready to pull off your shirts and play some volleyball. Tom Cruise is going back to the danger zone. The star confirming that he will begin shooting the much-discussed sequel to the 1986 classic Top Gun.
They're like greased up with
There
Crisco.
they are. There they are.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. In an interview, Cruise said they would probably begin filming next year. No further details were given. We don't know if the volleyball scene will make a return, but we can only hope, right, ladies?
Yeah, I want to see more of that scene. Less traffic.
Well, if you have a need for speed, prepare to slow down if you're coming in from Buda to downtown. 36 minutes, 27 minutes. I-35 southbound, Round Rock to downtown. Erica?
Lots of sunshine to enjoy for your morning and afternoon commute, and nice sunny stretch on the way. Keep in mind, rain shower chances for this Memorial Day weekend, Sunday afternoon into Monday. Saturday outdoor plans. You have my thumbs up for enjoying the outdoors on Saturday.
Shirtless volleyball, anyone?
Oh, yeah.
That's such a bro.
Men, I mean, not you guys.
No, yeah.
I meant my men.